Yo guys, welcome back. It is Ripe again. I just wanted to quickly thank all of you for 162 subscribers. And truth be told, I love reading Reddit stories, but without all of your support and your comments especially, this would all be meaningless. So as usual, sit back, relax and enjoy another episode of r/EntitledParents. Entitled Parent demands I stop drawing in my own home. A little context. My mother ran a daycare for single parents out of our home. She ran it until I turned 18. She charged very little compared to other daycares because she wanted to help out people who were struggling. We had all kinds of people's kids in there and most of them were great. Sometimes I was a little annoyed at constantly having a lot of random new kids in the house, but I managed. My family is religious, as am I, and I have respect for all religions, but one of the parents whose two girls we took care of was fanatically even more religious than us. She would believe any conspiracy when it came to evil things. She would not let her kids watch any movies with talking animals because she said it was witchcraft, nor let them have dolls because they were idols. Though, despite how careful she was keeping her kids away from the evil spirits, she had a ridiculously poor judgment when it came to men and would marry them within months of meeting them, and then divorce them when she realized she had brought some creeper into the home and put her kids in danger. I will refer to her as EM. I really love to draw, and I had finally settled on a half anime-esque style that worked well for me. There isn't a day that I don't draw. It is everything to me. I was carrying a simple drawing of Kenjin from some anime through the house on my way to my room as the EM was coming to pick her kids up in the evening and she saw it. I showed her what I had drawn when she asked to see and she flipped. It has been years, so this is a sum up of what has been said. EM:
Is that anime? Anime is evil. It has evil spirits attached to it.
Me: It is just my drawing style. It is fine. I drew Kenjin. He's a swordsman that protects people. He's a good guy.
No, anime is evil. You cannot draw that anymore. I don't want the evil spirits to come out and get attached to my kids.
There aren't any evil spirits attached to this. I'm not even drawing evil things.
No, you cannot draw that around my kids anymore.
I don't even show it to your kids. It is not evil. It is just an art style from Japan.
No, it has evil spirits. You have to stop drawing it.
After that, I quit trying to argue and stayed quiet, walking away. She spent a good chunk of time trying to convince my mom that anime was evil and that my art had spirits attached to it and that she did not want me to draw art like that anymore in my own house. It made my mom a little wary of anime, but otherwise she shrugged it off and asked me to make sure that EM didn't see any of my art lying around. What actually surprised me in this story is that the mom of the creator of the story actually reacted the way she did to this situation. To me it seems that his mom is kind of on the side of the EM, which seems a little weird. But yeah, I would put that story in the same category as the tattooed evil devil lesbian story that we had earlier. EM thinks that she owns my apartment and that I'm her personal assistant. A bit of context. My mom, the EM, and her sister, the ES, live halfway across the country. In the Netherlands, that is about a 90-minute drive. Me and my girlfriend, GF, live in an apartment away from them and we already had a troubled past with her. The EM had to have her house cleaned because there was mold everywhere. So she decided that without consulting me or my girlfriend, that she could go to my apartment and stay there for a week. When I came home from work, I saw her sitting on the couch with ES playing on her phone. So this is what the conversation looked like. Me: What are you doing here without any of us? We gave you a key just for emergencies. EM:
Yes, there is an emergency. My house is being cleaned and I don't want to stay at a hotel.
So you drove for 90 minutes to stay here? What about your job? And ES's school? It's not a break, because I do have to work. By the way, I'm a teacher. EM:
We will just go really early in the morning to be in time.
Okay, well, let me discuss this with my girlfriend, because this is our house. I called my girlfriend and explained. She said fine, but I had to make a few rules for them. So the rules were not to go into our bedroom or my study room and to stay out of the liquor cabinet. They could sleep on the couch and eat with us for dinner. It went well for about 2 days. They went to work and school really early and came back late and didn't go where they didn't belong. Until day 3 out of 5, where I got about 20 calls from ES, so in my break I called to see what happened. This was around 15 o'clock. ES:
Hey mom, you said you were gonna pick me up at 13:30, where are you?
Me: I won't do such thing, I have to work until 17 o'clock.
So what am I supposed to do?
I hung up. Later that night, EM and ES came home. EM:
Why didn't you pick up your sister?
Me: because I had to work until 5, just like the other days. EM:
Then why didn't you say that you had family over?
Me: because you sprang this whole visit upon me. EM shouts and tells me to pay for the train tickets and then runs into my study, breaking the lock in the progress. Me: you get 5 minutes to get your shit and leave my house or I will call the cops. She left, but later I got a call from her saying that I had to pay for a hotel and her dinner. I blocked her on every single social media channel. I think what's really crucial here for the OP of the story, that he should get the key back or change his locks, because that mom seems absolutely crazy. Cause I mean, if they already have a copy of the keys, they can easily make another copy and you never know if they would come back or not.
But you have to have babies.
Alright, here's a fun one for you. So this happened the other day when my girlfriend and I were out for dinner. You gotta love when baby rabies EPs ruin the date night. So my girlfriend and I try to do dinner dates at least once a week. We are busy a lot, so it's nice to take some time to just enjoy each other's company. We went to one of our favorite noodle spots and had just ordered when a family came and sat down next to us. 2 kids, their parents, and who I assume was their grandma. The younger woman called her mom. So now for context, my girlfriend is trans and currently on HRT, but she does not yet pass, a term she and I really don't like, and is still often mistaken for a man. We were holding hands, grinning, just being generally adorable. In comes EG, who had been watching us since she sat down.
Oh, I just love seeing young couples.
She said, first to her daughter and then again to us.
How long have you two been together?
We get this question quite a bit, so I answered and said it would be 3 years in June. Hell yeah.
Oh my, 3 years? That's a long time. Surprised not to see a ring on that finger. You should while you can, young man.
My girlfriend didn't correct her, because safety, we never know how people will respond, and given her recent experience, which I posted about, she's pretty wary. I didn't say anything because that's her decision to make and not mine. She did say that she was planning to, but not until after we graduate and have stable jobs and salaries.
Oh, you're 2 students. Well, you should still get on it. Cannot wait too long or you won't be having any babies.
I instantly cringed. Children are not something I have ever wanted, and my girlfriend feels the same way. My girlfriend deflected and said we would focus on getting through school and finding a place to live before anything else. Thankfully our food arrived and we started eating, but the EG wasn't done with us yet.
My daughter had her first son after only 2 years with her husband.
She said to us. Her daughter looked mortified and whispered for her mom to cut it out. The EG ignored her and said,
Always better to start sooner. The more you can make, the better.
At this point I was just about done and I told EG as kindly as I could that kids weren't in the cards for us and that we were just trying to enjoy our date night. My girlfriend was inhaling her noodles as fast as she could and giving me the eat and then let's go look. EG, however, was aghast.
What do you mean you don't want to have babies?
She asked much louder than I was comfortable with.
Just look how sweet my little ones here are. You have to give your future husband some babies.
At this point my girlfriend chimed in that she didn't want any either. And could EG please leave us alone? We weren't really comfortable discussing our reproductive plans or lack thereof with a stranger. EG's daughter was trying to keep her kids calm and silence her mom, while her husband just sat there, head in his hands. Clearly not their first circus.
What will your parents say?
EG continued.
Surely it would be wrong of you to deny them their grandbabies.
I had it, but managed to keep it in until EG turned to her daughter, who was by now telling her to shut up, and said,
What, dear? I just think it's selfish.
I snapped that the only selfish thing was that I was being expected to provide my parents with a grandchild by a stranger who didn't know me but saw fit to insert herself into my personal life and into my date night. My girlfriend had inhaled the rest of her noodles in record time. I was only about halfway through mine, but I didn't care. We flagged down a waitress, got the check and slapped down some cash, plus extra for the tip. I felt really bad about leaving half of my food there unfinished, before getting up to leave. EG was still crumbling about how I was denying my husband and parents and his parents too. And before we left, my girlfriend leaned in and said, "By the way, I'm not her husband, I'm her wife," before whisking me out of the door. Cue a lovely glimpse of her very sour face from EG as we left. My girlfriend stopped by the pizza place and bought me a slice because I didn't finish my dinner, and we talked about what had just happened. She was pissed and upset about being called a guy, hence why she threw that little bit in at the end, and I was just shaken up because I hate when strangers accost me about my family plans. Not the first time this has happened to me, by the way. It's a sensitive subject for me, namely because of the reasons why I don't want kids. Luckily, my girlfriend and I went home and had a movie night, so all wasn't lost. I think people shouldn't be harassed about their reproductive choices, as the guy in the story called it. And of course, I mean, you could make the argument that we live in an age of overpopulation, whether that's true or not. I still think that no one should just tell you whether you should have kids or not. So guys, that's the end for today. I hope you enjoyed these Entitled Parents stories, and don't forget to leave me a like and subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate all the comments you make. I really love reading them. It's late at night here, so I'm gonna go to bed, so I wish you a good night and see you in the next video.